Hello, I'm Jay. I live in China. I'm 40 years old.
Curious about the real China? Watch my videos to find out. I'm starting a new video series for anyone planning a trip to China, or just curious about what daily life and society here are really like. I'm not gonna make those super common viral videos you see all over the internet, no fancy robots, high-speed trains, huge airports, subways or skyscrapers. Instead, I want to break down China's unwritten social norms and clear up all the random rumors floating online. If there's anything specific you want to know about China, drop a comment below. I'll make a dedicated video to answer your questions later. Hit subscribe too, I'll be posting new videos on a regular basis. A few days back, someone messaged me. They saw claims online saying there are no homeless people in China, and asked if I could film a video covering this topic. Today I'm gonna break down for you why you barely see homeless folks across China. 20 years ago, you could definitely find people without stable housing here, but you almost never run into them these days. I hadn't even thought much about this for years, until I watched videos showing tons of homeless people living on the streets in big cities of other countries. That's when I realized how different things are in China now. I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out the reason behind this. At first, I couldn't wrap my head around it. My initial guess was that prices in China are super low, but that's not the real answer at all. It took me a while to piece everything together, and I'll walk you through the full explanation step by step right now. In this video, you'll see loads of workers tending the lawns and doing all sorts of simple cleaning jobs in this park. Truth is, most of these people would have easily ended up homeless otherwise. Lots of them don't have marketable job skills, some live with disabilities, and many are elderly. But local Chinese governments reach out to folks like this and offer them these basic maintenance jobs: weeding, park cleaning, street sweeping, stuff like that. Their shift schedule is super manageable. They work from AM to PM, then clock back in at PM and finish at PM. The work isn't exhausting at all, and all their efforts keep parks and city streets clean and beautiful. They earn around $400 USD every month. That might sound like a small salary at first glance, but the government covers affordable housing for them. A standard home for a family of 3 or 4 is 60 square meters, and rent only costs them $20 USD per month. Daily food costs in China are really cheap too. A single meal at KFC is just about $1 USD. If they go for local Chinese food, breakfast runs $1 USD, and lunch plus dinner together only cost another $3 USD, so they can eat decent, filling meals for just $4 US a day total. They can live comfortably on this setup. They might not be able to save tons of cash, but they never have to sleep on the streets or wander without a home. Medical care in China is also very affordable for them. An important detail: that $400 monthly wage is their take-home pay after deductions for medical insurance and pension funds are already taken out. Lots of people who've never set foot in China are shocked by how spotless all the streets are here. I couldn't figure out why everything stayed so clean at first, but after paying close attention, I finally got it. China has a huge number of sanitation workers. Local governments offer simple maintenance jobs to anyone out of work, especially older folks without professional skills. These workers keep cities neat and beautiful, and more importantly, they have a steady way to make a living, so they'll never end up homeless on the streets. The city I live in ranks around 50th or even lower nationwide in China. After pension and medical insurance deductions, the average resident here takes home roughly $1,000 a month. Meanwhile, these street cleaners only earn about $400 monthly. Their work isn't tough, but their income is nearly half of the average local salary. Even so, this job covers their basic living needs completely. They don't have to resort to theft or robbery to survive, and they'll never be forced to wander the streets without shelter. These sanitation workers are among the lowest income groups in China. If you hold a stable regular job here, life is really comfortable. Most of these cleaners are around 50 years old. People with formal city jobs can retire by this age. Take my mom as an example. She was born in 1962 and worked as a cook in a factory. She retired back in 2012 when she turned 50, and now she gets around $400 in pension money every single month. Prices in China are super affordable, so she lives a really nice life and travels around for fun every day. To clear things up about China's retirement rules, female manual laborers retire at 50, women with office or intellectual jobs retire at 55, and all male workers retire at 60. In my opinion, this is the main reason you won't see homeless people all across China. No matter what social group you belong to, you'll always have a roof over your head and enough food to eat. If you have a college degree, specialized job skills, or come from a wealthy family, you can live a really comfortable life. Average factory workers get to live a normal, steady life too. Even middle-aged folks from rural areas in their 40s or 50s with no marketable skills can make a living. Local governments hire them as street cleaners and offer heavily subsidized low-cost housing, so they never have to sleep rough on the streets. Then there are people living with disabilities or mental health conditions. The government provides them free accommodation and meals. Their living conditions aren't luxurious, but they never end up wandering the streets with nowhere to go. Another big factor is just how cheap daily necessities are here. You can fill your stomach for roughly $1 USD. For example, a KFC combo with a burger, chicken wing, and a soda costs about $1. It's a little pricier in major cities, around $1.3 to $1.5 tops. The government supplies affordable housing for low-income residents. Rent only runs $20 to $30 a month, which is totally manageable on their $400 monthly salary. Healthcare in China is also extremely affordable. You almost never hear of people going bankrupt just from paying medical bills. When you put all these policies and low living costs together, that's why there are practically no people living homeless on China's streets. Let me talk a little bit about myself now. I was born in 1985. After I graduated from university in 2008, I ran my own business. Unfortunately, I went bankrupt back in 2018, and I haven't held a formal job ever since. I didn't have the capital to start another business, and job hunting was nearly impossible for me. I don't have any specialized job skills, plus I'm getting older. The only jobs open to me would be street cleaner, warehouse guard, or taxi driver. But I just couldn't bring myself to take those positions. I felt ashamed to do that kind of work. In China, once you're over 35 without in-demand professional skills, decent full-time jobs are really hard to come by. Your only options are usually driving taxis or delivering packages. That's why so many Chinese people dream of becoming civil servants or school teachers. These jobs offer lifelong job security. Once you're hired, you can stay in the role all the way until retirement, with zero fear of being laid off. The only exception is if you commit a crime and receive a criminal sentence, then you'll get fired for good. These days, I just stay home every day with no steady job. Viewers commented on one of my earlier videos asking how I've survived after being unemployed for years, so I'll explain that here. I already owned a house before my business failed. The great thing about property in China is there's no annual property tax. Once you buy a home, it's yours permanently. There are no recurring ownership fees, and I can live there for the rest of my life. Every month, only pay around $20 USD for property management fees, plus regular water and electricity bills. My family is 5 people total. My wife, my 3 sons, and me. All monthly combined expenses, groceries, kids' school costs, utilities, everything add up to just $1,200 USD. Public schools in China provide free basic education, so schooling doesn't cost us a cent. We can get by comfortably even without a regular income. When I lost my business and became unemployed, I still had savings of over $100,000 USD, which stretches really far for our daily living. My biggest worry right now is the huge cost when my boys grow up and get married. Weddings for men in China are extremely expensive, costing roughly $100,000 USD per son at minimum. I have 3 boys, so that's at least $300,000 USD just for their weddings alone. On top of that, most families of the bride will ask the groom's family to buy an apartment. In my city, a home costs between $200,000 and $300,000 USD, which is an enormous expense. Thinking about all that money stresses me out a lot. Thankfully, their weddings are still many years away, so I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Alright, that's all I've got for today. If there's anything else you're curious to know about China, drop a comment down below. I'll make a video to answer your questions when I get the chance. See you next time.